Today we're talking about how to jibe. We've got our asymmetrical spinnaker up, and we're going to send that around the bow, and we're going to head off in the other direction. We'll kind of go step by step here, and I'll talk it through as we go. Okay, I will be doing this single-handed. We've got our trusty remote for the autopilot here. What I'm going to do is press both buttons at the same time, and it's going to ask me if I want to jibe. And then I'm going to confirm that by pressing a button on the instrument, and around we'll go. First things first, let's clean up all of our lines, make sure that everything is ready to run. It's critically important that the line that is currently trimmed is going to run really fast. That is the key to getting the spinnaker around. So we've got him there. We're going to coil him out. What we're going to do is we're going to leave his free tail separate than the rest of his line. That way he can't get crossed up in any of the lines there. Next thing we're going to do is get our new sheet ready to run. And you can see right up there on the bow, it's kind of caught underneath the stay there. So I'm going to go free him up. What we're doing here, we're going to free him up so that we're not pulling down on the clew of the spinnaker and trying to pull it downward into the bow of the boat, not down and in where it can get caught in by the furler. So now you guys can see just how much higher up the sheet is on the forestay there. So now we've got this ready to go. We've got one wrap on this winch. This winch is fully loaded. We're going to unload him here as we go. Big thing to make sure of is make sure that your feet are clear of everything. Make sure that if you do feel tension underneath your feet to lift them up. All right, so we're sailing about 150 true downwind. The wind is coming right over my shoulder here. What we're going to do is we want to jibe to about 150 true on this and have the wind come over this shoulder. So we're going to move the sail from this side of the boat to that side of the boat. So now that we've got all of our spinnaker stuff taken care of, the next thing we want to do is take care of our mainsail. Because we're not racing, because we're cruising and doing this single-handed, I want to pre-sheet in the mainsail here. And we'll move him as close to center line as possible. Depending on the wind speed, you may need a winch to do this. I can just pull him in here by hand. So now he's in, and the main sheet here doesn't have a whole lot to go. We're also going to center this right here. All right, that centered traveler position really helps and makes sure he's not going to catch on anything back here. Last thing we want to do is damage any of our equipment. So the next thing we want to do is grab a little bit of speed. I'm going to head up just a few degrees, let the boat pick up speed. We actually want to jibe at speed. We don't want to jibe while we're going slow. That's going to allow us enough apparent wind to move this sail around. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is press the jibe buttons and confirm this, send the boat start its turn. But what I really want you guys to notice is how I position the clew ahead of the forestay and then to allow it to be drawn back. You really want to imagine sailing the clew of the sail out ahead of the boat and then only trimming on the other side. So, all right, we've got everything kind of ready to go. I've got this sheet good. We're going to go ahead and press both buttons, hold them down. It says, do we want to jibe? We're going to confirm jibe. So now we're jibing. So now we're sailing this clew out here. Very deep. Very deep, way out, way out. Now we pull through. sure we keep our head down. We're gonna give it a big pull on this side. He's gonna fill, and then an ease. And there we go. We've just jibed. That's all there is to it, guys. Now we just need to set our trim here on the other side and keep on sailing. So that's it, we've just jibed now. Let's ease out our main. Go ahead and travel down here. Traveler's got a lot of salt in him. He's pretty sticky. All right, let's ease our sheet out. Perfect. I'm going to lock our traveler in so that way the load is on the ropes, not on any hardware. Okay. All right, that's it. We're jibed. I did say that we were done before, but we're really not. The job's not done on the boat really until everything's cleaned up and can be settled. So we're going to go ahead and clean this line up so that if we had to jibe back, everything would be pre-ready to go and we could just jibe the boat. Not so important when you're cruising, but when you're racing, could very well be as soon as your jibe is complete, you could have another boat forcing you into a rules obligatory jibe. And if you're not ready to go, you're in big trouble. The other reason to be cleaned up when you're cruising is just for safety. You know, if a big wind shift happened or you know, there was another boat that we had to avoid, then we want to be able to do that quickly and have confidence that our boat is set up to do that.